legislation. You have 10 minutes. So I think you've kind of got the rest of the procedures, so we won't waste any of the 10 minutes, and away you go.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is an extension to my formal submission that you may have been able to read amongst the hundreds of other written submissions. I've also put in some hesitation notes to save you writing down. From my perspective, it is that Parliament has been seriously misled over this issue. The fact that fluoridation of the water has been encouraged and used in this country for over 40 years is highly questionable. The latest edition of the Irish Dental Journal came out this year, where they've had mandatory fluoridation for over 50 years. And it's a similar country population to New Zealand, and they also have salt water. And they quote from the paper, there's been an epidemic of dental decay in preschool children despite water fluoridation. And we've just had released in the Ministry of Health website the 2015 school dental survey, and essentially, give or take one filling, there is no difference between fluoridated and non-fluoridated children. And this involved 46,000 5-year-old and 46,000 8-year-olds. The 5-year-old ratio was very nearly 50-50, comparing fluoridated and non-fluoridated children. The 8-year-old was about a 60-40 ratio, but those figures show that basically there is an insignificant difference between the groups nationwide. Obviously there are some differences if you take social class 5 deprived children, say in Northland, and compare a cohort with Remuera, you will find a difference. But nationwide, and it's important to do figures, this shows highly questionable, this 40% decay rate. And these latest findings, I think, are very important because they're consistent with what I've mentioned in my written submission, that we look at large numbers of children looked at in America and in Australia, and it involved a total of about 200,000 children in those two countries. And the latest paper in Australia covered basically a 40-year survey, and the best that they could do, and this is produced by dentists who, by philosophy and training, believe that fluoride is very effective. The best they could do was one tooth saved. So for the sake of a tooth, we want to fluoridate the whole country. Fundamental issue here is not being addressed. We know that sugar causes infection. Rob Beaglehole, New Zealand Dental Association spokesman, exactly 1 year ago, stated that there's only one cause of tooth decay, and that is a diet high in sugar, particularly sugary drinks. Any amount of fluoride is not going to make any difference to that. So the fundamental issue is to look at the diet. What we're seeing, though, with this proposed bill is that it fails to look at relevant considerations, which is part of the regulatory impact statement. You have to look at all these other factors. And from my experience over the last over a quarter century, where I've been involved in environmental factors, chemicals, it appears that this country is showing evidence of chronic overdosing with fluoride. There is a very effective well-proven option. Scotland, their Child Smile scheme, which I've detailed here, has shown significant benefits, and they've been running that now for some years, so the statistics, the numbers are coming up. And the regulatory impact statement didn't look at any of that. There's been no attempt over the last 40 years to do any biomonitoring of the population, either by public health or GPs or even specialists. But if we look at the published literature regarding chronic exposure to fluoride, we see that there is considerable evidence of severe fluoride overdoses in this country. And we look, for instance, at arthritis. It's a major problem in this country. And as I put in my written submission, cost over $3 billion in 2010. It's not expected to be more now. And we know that even just using the water fluoridation levels of 1 part per million, you can reach bone levels of over 3,500 parts per million. And at that level, you're potentially experiencing stage 1 preclinical fluorosis, skeletal fluorosis, which presents as pain in the joints. And I've seen a few patients where this is evident. It impacts on thyroid function. It's all well documented. And we have this problem in this country with all the downstream effects of obesity and risk of diabetes, etc. It's notable that the 4 countries that have had major water fluoridation have got these same problems compared to other countries. And again, there's international research showing this once you look at it. In this country, we have an iodine deficiency, and when there's an iodine deficiency, fluoride from whatever source is far more toxic. This was shown in the National Research Council documented here. So you need far less fluoride to have adverse effects if you have an iodine deficiency. It inflames the lungs, the bronchi. And again, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is very prevalent in this country. In fact, we're almost as bad as Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, internationally.
That's Leaf. Are you carrying on and you going to share the presentation?
Just pointing out those cases.
This is pointing out that the regulatory impact statement by the Ministry of Health does not cover any of these relevant considerations.
That's right, it hasn't. The proposed bill does not look at all of these factors. It doesn't look at the overall health. And in fact, in the bill, where there's a new clause as far as the district health boards, there's nothing in that at all looking at overall health. It merely looks as they've got to consider dental health, which is 40 of it. And as I pointed out, this country is a major tea drinking nation. And unfortunately, the paper, my second paper, is still under review, but it's shown that the common, most popular teas marketed by New Zealand supermarkets, Bell, etc. You only got to have 3 cups of tea a day to be potentially, that's even without fluoride in the water, potentially puts you at long-term risk of getting musculoskeletal sclerosis. And some, especially the elderly, could be drinking 6, 8 cups a day. And on top of that, you've got fluoride in toothpaste. And over the last 2 weeks, I've been having some email discussions internationally with Professor of Dentistry in Canada to actually work out the amount. And standard toothbrush, if it's covered with fluoride at 1,000 parts per million, which is the common one, Colgate, you're getting twice a day, you're getting 0.6 fluoride just from that, let alone water. That all adds up. And we know that the paper came out in England just over a year ago.
I'm going to have to, because we've got a few submitters.
1 minute.
I know, I'll give you one copy. Sorry, I can't give you a...
We know that fluoride toothpaste significantly adds to the amount that they're getting. So, in summary, say that the regulatory impact statement that the ministry doesn't give due consideration to all these factors. The country is already getting more fluoride. We now see that the 40% reduction in dental decay is not scientific, and it can only be thought to cherry-picked item in the
That summary, that's part of what you've actually given us on here. I don't want to cut you off, it's just we have a lot of people wanting to submit, so I'm going to have to, I'm sorry. But we do have a total summary here, so I do